All right, let's start this off. We're going back to the old-fashioned league matchup. And by old-fashioned, I mean it's very new in fashion. Oh yeah, they did say they were taking Shadow Elves. Maybe I shouldn't have taken Savannah Elves. Um, no, I mean this is a great matchup though. They just said they're kind of new to Shadow Elves, and like wouldn't mind some tips and whatnot. So I don't really know if I'm like the tip giving sort, but I'll I'll do my best. Yeah, this will be fun. This is a fun matchup in the league. We talked about this a lot. I think both factions can play keep away. I think if anything, Shadow Elves might have the advantage, though. I suck at them. I mean, and by I suck at them, I mean like I suck at everything. I've been playing. I feel like I'm finally starting to get Shadow Elves, and I'm finally starting to feel like I'm good at them. So they didn't speak so soon. That's kind of loud. Is that loud to anyone else? Oh, I also turned off attack animation. I'm gonna make that quiet in a second. Sorry. Well, maybe it doesn't even seem like it's coming across as that loud. Oh, maybe I just have like maybe my audio is louder than it usually is. Okay, I'm sorry. We're gonna have to just configure something in just a second, and then I'll keep chatting. Oh my god, I hate these not being auto dismissed. Okay, I think I just want to turn my personal volume down a little bit. That doesn't change the game volume, does it? Like, let me see. Like, does it still comes across as I'm not actually sure. Is that less loud for you guys? Well, okay. This is something I can troubleshoot later. Let's turn on dismiss event animations and um oh yep, no, those were bad rolls. Beanseasly's messaging me right away. RIP. Yeah, I mean like good game. This has been a fun one. Well fun, no, I'm joking. It does come down to that, though. If anything, I feel like okay, so here's my thinking is like if the Shadow Elves have infinite boosts, they would win the late game. It's more efficient to just send Seekers and pick them up than it is to play Border Archers. Um, but if they don't have infinite boost, then we win the late game. So sort of depends on how good the boost economy is, and like spoilers, it's probably good. So blah 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 blah. Okay, I can expose Abushi a bit. Let's go loop loop. Looks good. No, I didn't place my freaking gate. I need to stop playing so fast. Alright, well that was tactical. We're gonna discard it for magic. Oh my god, I hate myself. Oh. I need that gate. Oh. I just clicked end build phase. Oh my god, if I kill all of their units, that's just such salt. Oh no. Okay, well this is very tactical. I refuse to hold the gate on principle. I refuse to admit that that was a misplay. Um, we're discarding it. I mean, hey, we got weaving. We don't even need the gate. I mean, like, there's a world where it's better. Sorry, I'm eating. I won't actually eat on his stream. There's a world where it's better to hold the gate. Okay, but let's talk about this matchup. So this is something I'm thinking about, and this is all like pet theories and like, I'm happily wrong about all of this. But let's say we're spawning infinite border. Let's say the game is just into this line. Border Archers versus Seekers. Seekers, if you have infinite boosts, you spend just one magic because you pick up the card and the enemy doesn't get any magic from playing them. So one magic, um, and they can do 3 damage a turn. Border Archers can do 3 to 4 damage a turn. But I mean, it's really more like 2 to 4 damage, so we're just gonna call it 3. But you have to spend 4 magic. Um, because 2 for what they cost, one for the bounty when they're destroyed, and one for the card you're putting into play. Um, now, and so every turn, border archers we do the same amount of damage, but the border archers are much more expensive, and they're going to be like destroyed every 2 turns, while the seekers aren't if they're picked up. And obviously, this is sort of an isolated situation. But if we're just launching seekers at border archers, the seekers do win if they're getting picked up if there's boosts. So even though Ambushi has border archers like the end all be all of everything, doesn't necessarily guarantee late game victory, etc. Is there something nuts we can do with a chant of power right now? We could probably put something kind of crazy on a rhinoceros. Um, I'm tempted to spawn things adjacent to Abua. That's a little bit annoying. Um, what if I did like Rhino? Okay, this is actually a crazy turn. Why do I have? Oh, they into darkness my lioness. Interesting. Okay, lioness, archer. Sorry, a rhino, archer, lioness, lioness. Um, no, sorry, lioness. Lioness goes here. A rhinoceros has 2 boosts. It goes all the way over here. Abua boosts it. Okay, so the other option would be rhino. I mean, we put as many boosts. We would also do spirit mage. I mean, we could. It would be. Sorry, I gotta think about this. It would be 3 boosts on the rhino and 4 if we don't boost the archer, as opposed to. But then we also get to steal this spot. But not with a great unit necessarily though. Um, or we could do rhinoceros. Um, yeah, they're scared because I'm thinking so long about this. Rhinoceros unit. Um, 1 unit move here. Abushi move in place. Rhino go there. That's honestly fine because Abushi gets to attack that mage and probably kill it. And we can get full boost on that rhinoceros. Yeah, let's freaking do it. Well, actually, okay, it's a bit more complicated because the rhinoceros can go 1, 2, 3. Okay, no, that's not more complicated. So I was thinking, Abushi has to be within 3 of the rhino, so how are we gonna pull that off exactly? But we can pretty easily with the spirit mage. We'll just put an archer back there. I mean, I could put a lioness back there, but I don't even care to. Lionesses suck. Heard it here first. 1, 2, 3. If we had entangling, this would like actually be Busto right now. Chant of power. Okay, like Ibushi could be dead next turn though, so like there's downsides to this. Um, not the most defensive position, and we missed pretty big. So yeah, we'll have to see. And yeah, I'm gonna discard this. No reason to hold it really. I'm gonna eat for 30 seconds. Sorry. All right, I'm back. Onyx time. Hopefully, we're not dead. It would take a lot for us to be dead. Well, like, not even. Yeah, I mean, it would be like Seeker at two magic. It would be Sage Ranger, Shadow Knight, Glinting. In order to get 7 range, 2 melee on Abua, so it's not even that good. If you had the mage, if you had the mage and the Shadow Knight in hand already without the tome, you could just do this and get 8 range, 2 melee, which like maybe you'd want to go for. Much damage, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Grabbing the Seeker, reclaiming it. Yep, that's a rhinoceros you can do with being a little bit more dead. Gosh, it kind of sucks. Like, cause Cylinder being at 7, like 7 is still high health. I consider 6 is like a critical tipping point where it's like I know, like 7 is like you can stay out. You know you're gonna have to run at any point, but you can stay out. 7 is like yeah, sorry, that's 7, and then 6 is like nope, you're out of there. 6 you can die any second. Goodness, I wish I hadn't not placed that gate, not discarded that gate. It's fine though. Challenge mode. Um, yeah, because if we had a gate over here, we could easily punish with that or something, and even a gate over here is easily punished. But without that, we don't got it. Going back to the Onyx Tome, like it, just taking a different card. Interesting. So we're going with the Ranger instead of the Seeker. Going with an aggressive gate that I can actually occupy. Um, yeah, he can. Perhaps a bit of being sort of aggressive nature showing. Going with the Ranger instead of the Seeker to get a shot on Abu Ashi, that seems pretty nice. Uh, Knowing that 5 range, 3 melee is probably good enough to kill that unit. Honestly, if Cylinder killed it by its own, probably just attack your own gate with the Seeker. Well, that sort of makes sense for why Feint works on attacking anything, because you actually do want to attack your own unit. Attack. Okay, that makes a bit more. I'm wondering about that. Um, okay, the question that everyone's wondering right now is how are we not dead this turn? Um, and that's a good question. We could probably get a lot of boosts on a Rhino. We get uh 1 boost with Chant of Growth, and then 2, 3 more after Abua moves. Then it can move 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's pretty good. Grab that forward gate spot. Um, Problem is Abua is a bit too exposed right now. A bit too exposed for my liking. 1, 2, yeah, but we do need Abua to do the move in order to get us to 5. Sort of, I want to put something in front of Abua, but I don't really know what. So maybe just like a Rhino, put it here. Um, we can. Well, okay, here's what we could do. I mean, it's a little bit doesn't make any sense, but we could do the Rhino play, and we could just put an Archer here and a Bua here. Now, this is bad because there's nothing to like shoot. I feel like I really need to put this archer here. Like I just that spot is very threatening. Don't want to let them summon anything there. Um, but I would also sort of like to kill their units. Um, and also like putting a spirit mage over there is just like okay, I'm kind of just or the rhino over there is like I'm kind of just asking for it to get killed. Like not crazy good. But then again, like what are my other options? Like if I'm doing a move here, it's like okay, what rhino to here and like spirit mage shoots the seeker. Like I don't know. I mean, maybe I just like hold this too. Maybe like rhino, abua, spirit mage, and we just like take an off turn. Let's just do that. Not like seeing any necessity to go big right now. I'm gonna put the spirit mage here as opposed to here to like sort of play around glinting speed, so you can't glint into that spirit mage. You never want to have like your summoner, yeah, like real close to low health units. Um, yeah, this seems good. I discard both of these. I could play Mekiendu next turn, and Mekiendu's good. It's a bit more of like an aggressive matchup than I'm used to uh, for these two factions going against each other. Um, we'll just have to see how it goes. I'm wondering, is there anything else that's like punishing this? I don't think so. I don't think like yeah, they don't really have a way to get through it. I don't want to discard the Rhino, but I think I will. I think I want to go to 5. Yeah, that looks really good. We could even save Mekiendo a turn with that. Um, Game is real solid. Because we can either go Mekiendo. I mean, if we had 7, it'd be like an insane turn. But with this, we can either go Mekiendo, or we could do like some crazy weaving chant of growth turn, and we have the Rhino and the Archer in hand for that, and we can afford it. So that's also busted. Um, thing about Mekiendo is like I feel really bad discarding her because, in my opinion, she's kind of the best champ that these guys got. Like the MIDI cat is really good too, but Mekienda is just like she's just always good. Like MIDI cat isn't necessarily as good if there's like a ranged keep away. Though honestly, I mean, with Beans going a bit more aggressive this game, it could be a game where MIDI cat eclipses Mekienda. So maybe it's fine to discard her. We'll just have to see what our next turn, what our options are looking like. Onyx Tome. Yeah, I feel like it maybe, yeah, I think that maybe makes a bit more sense. Um, yeah, it looks good. Yeah, then that lets us get double attack on the archer. Um, which is it's hypothetically kind of annoying to repopulate, but we should be we got the nuts hand for it, so we're actually chilling. We got weaving. Yeah, that's good. That's good that they were able to punish the play where we moved up with the Bua, to get the chant of power. Um, that is the turn that we took some damage, right? Good that they were able to punish that. That's an unlucky miss. For sure. Happens sometimes. Okay, so like a chant of weaving could get something up to quite a few boosts. I mean, so a rhino would have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we could uh yeah, we have as many boosts as we could ever possibly want, basically. With with this setup. It's a lot of boost to just put on something for not much, but like, okay, so what would our moves be? We could probably the thing is, like, I mean, the only thing that really does is like kill this seeker here, which isn't bad. So we could do archer to here, rhino. And I'm saying we have as much boost as we could possibly want because we have weaving and growth. Um, rhino. I mean, and we could also spawn the rhino further up. I suppose is an option. Yeah, if we did spawn it like um if we did spawn it here, it only takes 4 boosts to do that. I mean, heck, do we want to just like damage cylinder? Like, why not? Especially if we can. Um, and then uh, it can just get 2 boosts on its own. The spirit mage. I mean, we can also like hold chant of growth. No, the spirit mage needs to put it on. We would be chanting of growthing this spirit mage. This spirit mage would get 1 boost, 2 boosts, and it would be able to put 1 boost on the rhino. But we need to use growth to put another one. And now we have the spirit mage sitting with a bajillion boosts for no reason. But our other option would be rhinoceros here. It needs one, two, one. It needs 1 boost, 2 boosts, 3 boosts, 4 boost. So we would need archer to here. That's one move. Um, it's gonna have chant of growth. Then Abuashi will move and put 3 boosts on it. So that'll be all 4. Um, and then the spirit mage can just like sit tight actually. Fine, let's just do that. It seems to work. Um, yeah, and I could also consider Mekienda, but like Rhino play it feels pretty good right now. Oh yeah, I forgot that. Wait, so do we not even need to chant of growth right now? Um, almost. I think we still should. Um, we don't have enough moves with this setup. Interestingly. And Abushi can't really move. I don't think this is working. Okay, let me see. If we target this, then okay, it's a little bit weird. And we gotta like all these boosts on this spirit mage for like literally no reason. Um, wait, what if Abushi just moved? Yeah, okay. I mean, it's weak to glinting speed, but no, I don't like how that's weak to glinting speed. I'd rather just spend the chant of growth. It's such a waste to put it on this spirit mage. It doesn't really make any sense. I mean, wait, I wish you can just stay in place there, right? Yeah. So let's just. Oh, I see. But then we're taking way too long in this turn. But then, um, how do we get a boost over to this archer? We just don't. Uh, thinking too much about it. Uh, the other play just seemed like it wasn't really working. Fine, let's chant of growth. Okay, so whatever. We have 3 boosts on the spirit mage that are totally wasted. Um, who cares? That's fine. Get 2 more dice on cylinder. Hopefully kill all these units. I might hold Mickey Enda just because good. Alright, looks like we're... Well, let's see. Oh, nope, we do kill the Rangers. That's nice. Yeah, in that case, I'll hold Mickey Enda. Especially since it's looking like we got kind of event heavy right now. I think we can probably build to her in 2-3 turns, which will make her worth it. Beans is talking about last turn, like said, this is what I want to talk about. I had to do all these shenanigans just to kill one 4 health archer. Um, yeah, that's fair. And like this is what they want to talk about in the future. I guess like my instinctual reaction is like, well, maybe you don't even need to kill that 4 health archer. Like all you have to do is get one seeker to attack it, and then like you can just sort of chill. You don't need to be that aggressive. So if you just sent the seeker out, seeker attacks, seeker sent back, well then you pick it up, and I don't know, you could spend this turn like shooting at your gate or something. It's okay to just spend a turn shooting at your gate if I'm like sort of refusing to apply pressure. I mean, I think this turn you could also say would is like maybe this gate placement. I mean, it has it's aggressive. I don't know if that's good for. I don't know if Cylinder needs to be that aggressive with the gate placement. Now, granted, that's sort of a me style issue where I'm more of a more passive player usually, and so that's how I play Cylinder. Uh, but so maybe this gate placement like this was sort of a natural punish for it. It's not a huge fit for Cylinder. Though I don't mind like escape placement and then like backing off or something. Okay. Well, we're about to get back to the present here. You also facing against Abushi, like yeah, that's a general complaint about Summoner Wars is I have to spend all these resources just to kill a 4 health border archer. Like that's a relatable struggle. Everyone's been there. Oof, wow. This game is not going your way. Um, yeah, able to kill the 3 boost mage. Do we want to just like entangle a mage with an archer just to like kill this mage for free? Um, I could see that. Yeah, so maybe just drop a mage, drop an entangle. We don't even really need to drop this mage, but they might as well. How many more Rhinos Lioness do we have? Okay, so we'll probably get a Lioness here at some point. Um, I guess it's just gonna boost. maybe maybe we don't need to summon this guy actually. I'm not as afraid of glinting speed as I was. Um, now that Cylinder's damaged. Maybe just grab these two. Um, and this one can actually just move here. And this one can go here. And be a little annoying. I'm thinking of moving back because now this gate might be broken this turn. And I was also thinking, well, it's not that big of a deal if they spawn something at this gate. Like, I think we're fine. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. And I don't mind being able to discard the Spirit Mage. Okay, it sucks. Might not be able to kill this mage. Come on, 3 for 3. Yep, so then they're going to be able to pick that up and totally refresh it, but whatever. Open 6 on 4 could do it. Ooh, this might be another miss. We might regret having moved this guy back. That might have been like... I might be able to be more punished for that than I thought. Yeah, because now they can spawn a unit there, so it might go against me. I wonder if I could have had lethal here. I actually think I could have if I had the mage just a little. Yeah, if I had like done like this, I could have had lethal. Maybe I should have gone for that. But then like that gate's super exposed. Okay, anyway, we can. Let's see. Do we don't have any more spirit mages. So there's not even that much point of going to 6 right now, other than to draw other cards. Um, mages have been doing pretty good for us, but I don't think we need them. I'm just gonna go to 6. Yeah, because I like playing Mickey Endo next turn. Yeah, it's fine. In this matchup, Abua can get like one shot off, and then as soon as he's taken like 3 damage, we just can't take any. We just can't expose ourselves anymore. The cylinder really can just like kill us in a turn. Um, yeah, so I'm sort of expecting that they can't really afford to put a unit there, so they won't. And it seems like maybe that's paying off. Concentrating over there. Yep, that makes sense. Killer on gate. Now they're committed. Can't press undo to that. Ooh, are we gonna shoot some at Abua? Could be a little bit dangerous. Oh boy. There's not a lethal, is there? Yes, there is. And that's that. And yeah, if I had kept my mage here, would have been fine. Um, yeah, not playing around into darkness well enough. See if they get it. They got the odds are on their side for it. Oof. Well, might get unlucky here. Have to see. If they do though, the game's just over against them. GG. That was a fun one. Yeah, definitely been playing a lot of Shadow Elves, but maybe I need to spend some more time trying to play around Shadow Elves. Uh yeah, they say GG. That's fun. Give me a second. I mean, I just sent us a message. Whoop. Why is it saying that? Please never do that again. Please. I'm just messaging them, see whether they want another game or they want to hop on stream. See what we're up to next. Looks like we're playing another game, but we might just chat a little bit right now. Um, yeah, okay. Bean's gonna call in. Gonna see how it goes. They don't know about their mic quality. We'll see if I'm guessing it'll be fine. We'll have to see. Yeah, we just tried calling in with Cherez earlier and chatting about the game, and that was really fun. Hopefully, and let me know in chat if there's any issues going on with call quality. Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. You sound good.
All right.
Uh,
That game was better than I've ever played Shadow Wells, I think.
there you go. You're talking yourself down so much. No, yeah, you did good.
The whole game I don't know the whole game, but I had glinting speed for so long, just
Yeah,
waiting for an opportunity.
yeah. I feel that. Yeah, it feels like out of shadows in that way, where it's just like, well, I'm holding this all game.
Yeah, yeah.
There's
I
the
don't know. Like
yeah,
I had one boost too few, like the whole game. I think for to use it. Besides that last turn, basically.
yeah, yeah. It's fair. Yeah, it seemed like you were like maybe struggling a bit to get more boosts earlier in the game, but like that's pretty typical for Shadow Elves to
Yeah,
just like
yeah,
if I just had a few more boosts. That's a lot of like sometimes I'll even discard a Glinting Speed turn one against like some factions where I'm just like, there's no chance I'm gonna use this until like turn eight and like it's gone and I have Onyx Tomes. I don't need to hold this.
yeah. What did I have? I had. I'm just going back through the like replay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I had it turn 4 is when I had it, and I was just waiting and waiting.
yeah. Yeah, that I mean that makes sense to hold it from four and whatnot. Yeah, no, I think I failed to play around that there. I moved the archer back because I was thinking, oh, I might destroy that gate. But I don't know. It's just I need to be more defensive. Like, and I noticed like as soon as Abu Ashi is like has taken any damage, like at 10 health, I'm fine. I can expose him. I'm not too worried. But as soon as we're down to 7 or 6, like six is especially seems like a tipping point of just like, nope, like
Yeah.
never exposing ever again.
Well,
um,
and this the thing about Savannah elves is they're like beefy and powerful, but they don't have any tricks about like protection. So like once
yeah,
you're
yeah,
moved,
exactly.
you can't like reorient yourself. You know, you can't put like a seeker in front of you like you can with shadow elves or anything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it's really interesting how different factions have like different vibes like that, where it's just like it feels like a really big defining part of the Savannah Elves is just not having any moves after the move phase, except for the cat,
Yeah.
but it's a cat, so whatever.
That's what cats do. They get in the way.
You know, I'm pretty sure you're the one in the way. Just
That's right. Yeah,
um
I don't know. Like that, I think you were pretty well set up too in that corner, which you know how much I hate the hidey hole, but that's what you were doing.
yeah, you went
But like,
yeah.
if I hadn't had a knight and then also the mage there, that I wouldn't have been able to kill my gate, which wouldn't have given me 3 attacks on you. It would only give me 2. And so like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was
That worked
that was the
perfectly.
deciding factor. Yeah.
That reminds me of in Gen Con playing against Orange Laz. Like at some point it was like I was like I forgot to like do an attack because we're playing so fast. And I was like, oh crap, I'm sorry. Can I like go back? I meant to attack your beast with Aburashi. And then I rolled my dice, and then Orange Laz was like, wait, did that kill it? And I was like, no, it didn't kill it because Orange Laz actually wanted it to die.
Mm,
But then he was able to use a blight mage to kill it on his turn and then get in that spot and then like do demand to roll like 12 dice on my summoner. um
yeah, that's very Orange Laz. I think he always wants this stuff to like to die to then reveal the like better play and that kind of thing. Like he's the one who I think of when doing the like for glory thing explodes and then the shaman shoots from behind it, like that kind of thing.
yeah, yeah, that's fine. That there's this crazy burst plays.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Was there anything in particular you want to chat about in that game? Like I'm by no means an expert, but
No, but you
happy to
definitely
try to.
know about Shadow Elves more than I do. So like I don't know. I thought that was actually like a good game in terms of like what I got
Yeah,
in terms of like the order of things. I pretty much discarded any champs that I got and I used my tomes. Sometimes I discard tomes, but I'm thinking more and more you just use them just to get the boosts, honestly. Like
that's
it's just so
I've had that exact same process of I started
yeah.
discarding them and now I'm like, oh, you know what, the boosts are worth it.
And then Shadow Pulse is like something that seemed really cool to me when I this first came out, but just seems like so situational now that I
Yeah,
almost never use it.
yeah. It seems like it feels like you can like sometimes just like getting an extra boost by damaging like one of your own units, and it's nice just to like have the threat of it because like making the opponents like have to not sit around damaged gates. Like a lot of times they just can't afford to. But yeah, like I don't know. I feel like I probably play like half of my games or something.
Well, like in the middle of this game, I was thinking like I should just use Shadow Pulse on my own guys to get one extra boost, which will then let me recall to magic or return to shadow, whatever his ability is, to then get the glinting speed. It's like using shadow boost exclusively just to hit one of my own things seems like such a waste.
Yeah, yeah. No, I feel that. No, it's definitely the one card, the one like event that gets discarded a lot at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like something that I've also learned recently is just like another event that I started discarding was Into Shadows. Like a lot of times when I started playing, I was like, you know what? Like Into Shadows, like it's good if I can like return an enemy like full health two coster, but like sometimes it's just not gonna happen. I'm just gonna discard it. And now that I realize like how much you can milk your own 10 health gate and then just grab it and replace it, I'm pretty much always holding sorry, I'm saying into shadows, into darkness. Pretty much always
yeah, yeah,
holding into
yeah,
darkness. Um, which is yeah.
yeah. I mean, I used it the first turn basically to get your lion out of the way, which I thought was an okay use of it. Not like
Yeah.
ideal, but
Yeah.
it was all
Well,
right.
especially since if I mean like it's gonna be quite a few turns until you would be able to like pop your own gate or something. Like
Yeah,
it's just gonna be sitting in your hand.
obviously using it to get rid of that archer was crucial at the end.
Yeah, if I was to like try to give any advice, and again, like I'm not, I don't really consider myself qualified, but so take it with a grain of salt. Okay, I'll stop with that. Would be like they were like so you point out that one turn where you were like, okay, like this is what I'm talking about. Like I had to spend all these resources to kill that one mage or that one four
One
health
archer,
unit.
yeah,
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 and so I was thinking about there, and I was like, well, so like maybe it'd be fine, like just even like not to kill it, like maybe something with Shadow Elves is like you can just sort of be a bit more passive. Like if you had just like spawned one Seeker, attacked that Archer, and then like picked up that Seeker and not really exposed that many units, and then maybe like also like attack your own 10 health gate or something. And so like you have less of a turn that's like you're not gonna pop off and kill my unit, but you're just gonna like do 3 damage to it with a Seeker, and then you're not gonna like expose any of your own units. Like maybe you could consider like some more passive plays like that. Like you don't always need to go ham and put a bunch of units on the board. But that's
yeah. I
also
guess
that's also just like a me thing of like being like, oh, I could sit back and do nothing. So
right, and that is very much not the way I played this game.
yeah, which is like totally fair and like and I definitely miss a lot of things because I'm like too scared. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, I think that's just like that's play style one, but then also just like I don't know, like it's probably the right way to play Shadow Elves, right? Their strength a lot of the time is how they can give you not a lot of targets to hit and that kind of thing.
uh-huh.
But like, I don't know. I felt like I needed to kill that because it's just a threat. Like Border Archer, right, sitting in front of my gate can just not move and get a boost and hit the gate multiple times.
Yeah.
And then like I don't know, like you obviously had that huge turn afterwards. The
Yeah.
thing with just facing Savannah elves in general too is like you just gotta kill their units because otherwise the more units they get, they're so scary. And
Yeah.
you had so much
Yeah.
magic more than me the whole game.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I never really Phantoms are tricky because it feels like they just like they win every possible avenue, or because they have border archers, like they win the passive game usually, and so like usually the burden falls to the other faction to like advance, which is like kind of horrifying to have to do against Savannah elves since like
Yeah,
they can kill you so quick. I would probably argue that Shadow Elves are one of the few factions that can compete at a range with Savannah elves. Like I think this matchup could be a very just like we're gonna sit down and expose nothing sort of matchup.
can
Um,
they? I mean, I don't know. This is like
yeah, no,
my buddy David, the guy who you were playing with at Gen Con,
yeah,
and I talk about just like anytime you have to use a two attack ranged, it just feels so bad. And like that's so like the Rangers is one of their two ranged units, right? And that's it's not ideal. I like it for like assassination stuff with the knight, but like
yeah, no. Rangers are crap. for sure. Or
It's like
well, situational is the code for
yeah,
crap. Um,
the mages are good, but it's like I don't think they compete with the
but
border
they too
archers.
fast. Yeah, I mean, so my thinking, and again, I can be wrong about all this, but my thinking is like, if you have the boosts, you can compete honestly with just seekers. Like if you, as long as the border archer is within range of your gate. If you let's say like hypothetically, if you had infinite boosts, you send a seeker out, it does 3 damage. You reclaim it. You just spent one magic to do 2 to 3 damage, which is basically just like playing a burn if you think about it. And
Yeah,
border archers cost 4, so so like if cylinder has boosts, I think you win. You can win the like ranged game. If cylinder doesn't have boosts, you can't, and so it kind of is a game of that, in my opinion.
yeah.
In this hypothetical world, like if you have the boost to like not expose your own units, you can win this passive game. But
Yeah.
you have to
My
get
problem is like I like playing aggressively, right? You see this gate that's like pushed
yeah
up and stuff. And so if I am not keeping units on the board and just like taking them away, which I feel like there's a line of like in Shadow Elves of keeping them there and then letting them take some hits and then reclaiming them like is the ideal way to play it. And so, but like if I'm just reclaiming them instantly, then Salundar is at risk.
yeah, it's fair, especially if you're being more aggressive. Yeah, like I feel like seekers are the best one to reclaim instantly, because like
Yeah,
reclaiming a
for
mage
sure.
instantly, you're just like, okay, well, this feels really bad. I just spent two
That's
magic on
expensive
this.
too. Yeah.
um yeah, I mean, have you ever played Talia in a game?
That's the one with the gates,
Yeah.
like damage gates. I think I've played it once, but like
You
not
think
really.
you played once? Because like I think if anyone, because I've like never played her, and I think if anyone what were to, it could like you could find a way trying to play, because like more
Yeah.
power to you trying to find a way to play aggressive shadow elves
Feels
like
more
the,
like a Wayfarer's champ than like a
oh yeah, it
Shadow
does.
Elf.
Well, I kind of like that when there's a champ in a deck that sort of like gives it an alternative line. Like
Hmm.
sort of like Volcor and Obsidian Dwarves. Like, hey, if you need to back up and have a 7-11, like here you go. Um,
My thing with it is like, so in order for it to happen, you have to have damage on the gate, obviously,
yeah,
which usually I don't want to do. Usually I want to be hitting units, right, and killing units.
yeah,
Like that's just a whole different way of playing this than I normally play. But
yeah,
then secondly, like just look at the setup of this board. Even if I had damage on your gate, I couldn't reach it in one turn with Talia.
yeah.
And so like so right now if I had it, which I actually had it in my last hand, if I had the magic to player, I would move up, then move up next turn and the gate still isn't damaged, then hit it with that, which is essentially a wasted attack because it's not going to kill it and it's whatever. Then the next turn I have to spend a move in order. It's just like such a slow quote unquote aggression.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she's bad. But but like not bad in the sense that like I'm not like I'm mad she's in the deck. I'm sure if I play enough Shadow Elves one day, I've gotten to the point of holding her. Like there was a game where it was like, okay, I'm actually in a position that maybe I could use her. Like,
Yeah,
and I totally would have won that game even without her. I don't even think I
I think
played
if
her.
you,
Yeah.
if
Sorry.
I were playing Shadow Elves and going against another like super passive faction, like maybe like Breakers or something,
Yeah.
then maybe I would have a chance where I'm hitting gates more than like units, or
Hmm.
I'm able to push up a little bit. And so I have a forward gate, which then allows her to be summoned closer to it or something like that. But I just don't know like the situation where it's, an actual come out and do something immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, because it also like there's some cards that
Because like
sort
the
of
the
yeah.
strength of it too is the surprise. And so if she's out on the field, then there's no more surprise.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I see that. Well, and it's also just like for you to like want to place another unit like adjacent to an enemy gate, like you don't want that to be an overextended unit. So you sort of want to like already be over there, and like at that point, you're not even like it's just a little bit of extra push, like um. So I don't know if it's yeah, and it just like it really doesn't feel like Shadow Elves want to do that, or like they can, but like they just are so strong being played passively that I feel like you're rarely going to see that.
I think too, like, I mean, this is my problem with a lot of decks, and maybe it's just the way that I discard things, but I'm
Hmm.
generally magic starved with Shadow Elves.
Really interesting.
Yeah. And like same with like breakers we were talking last night and stuff. Like I almost never am able to summon a champ for breakers, maybe Goldoon, but I have to like consciously attempt to do that rather than like the way I would normally play.
Yeah,
And especially because they hit on ranged, which is so unreliable comparatively.
yeah. I'm looking. It's. I mean, it seems like you're discarding plenty when I'm looking back at this game.
But I had to in order to get to like two, in order to
Yeah,
get to like three
yeah,
magic
yeah.
versus you
Exactly.
had eight the second turn or something I saw.
Oh, what did I do? I discarded. Yeah, I mean, I didn't play anything, and I discarded things. Yeah. I mean, you had trash rolls that first game. I guess that's why that first turn. That's why I was able to not play
Yeah.
anything. Yeah. Somehow, I don't like that'll happen to me too. I'm just like, how the crap does my opponent have 14 magic and I have two right now? Like, I thought I was
I
winning.
know, and it's like we have the same discard, we have the same deck. Like how?
Yeah, it just be like that sometimes.
Didn't matter this game though.
Yeah, no, you got in there. Yeah, no, I need to get better at like playing against aggression. Like I sort of just like play fast, and I still like don't really think about it. Like I'm just like, you'd probably get like I'll play around some stuff, but then it's like, I'm probably fine, and it's like, no, you're not.
Yeah. Well, when we played at Gen Con and I was Obsidian Dwarves and you were Shadow Elves,
Yeah.
like that's a pretty tough matchup for me.
Oh yeah.
And it seemed like I handled you pretty easily.
Yeah, that was
Not
not.
easily, but like
No, that was pretty embarrassing. Well, it kept. I don't even know what went wrong in that game because like I kept being like I like somehow like I like kept holding glinting speed and being like, so I could get some damage on Balzar this turn, but I'll just wait and like, and then I ended up like trapping myself behind my own gate, and then I just like got obliterated. You know?
yeah,
Yeah, but and it
that's balls are for
need
you.
needed to be a bit more careful or something, or just like prioritize damage on Balzar more or something. Because yeah, like that seems
Yeah.
like one of those matchups where like any faction that like your summoner has to get aggressive um against shadow elves is just like it feels like a massively uphill battle because just like every trick in their book is gonna get to you.
That
And
was me in the tournament against David, and we were in the same group, and I was Obsidian Dwarves and he was Shadow Elves, and he just like took away the thing in front of me, hit me really hard, took away the thing in front of me, hit me really hard, just like constantly.
yeah, that's pretty rough. I mean, so like with you and obsidian dwarves, like probably like the biggest struggle for me is just like the fact that you only have ember guards to like use as blockers for Balzar. It just like it feels if that feels like fundamentally the hardest part of the deck is that like keeping Balzar alive is like kind of not possible.
Yeah,
Like, do
it's
you have any tips for like how to maneuver that?
you and kind of you just have to like not worry about it to an extent,
Yeah.
and then kind of you have to just be creative in ways. So it's like if I it's the same way kind of I think about Eternal Council, and that's one reason I like them a lot too. But just like you have to, if you're hitting something, it's a lot better for you if you just like sidle off to the side and hit it versus like being straight in front of their gate and hitting it, because
That
it's just
sounds
like
like
it's
playing
harder.
passive. Like, are you telling me to be more passive with Balzar and like just sort of hit the units that are raised rather than go right in there?
Well, yeah, like anytime you can attack, you should attack. And if that means And if you're going off to the side and doing it, then like you're more protected in that way too. Like another thing you can use is your gates, right? Same as like besides the Ember Guards, you can do that. You
Yeah.
can just have a lot of units on the board for them to deal with too that are also threats, right? So like if you have any Ember thing out there at all, that is a threat for a beast to come out of.
Uh-huh.
If you have Forge out there, any of your units is a threat to hit for 4 or 5 damage, right? Like it's like having a lot of threats and different threats make it so that like your opponent is not only worried about Balzar, they're worried about like what's going to happen from this guard over here, what's going to happen from this beast. Like, should we hit the Forge and try and weaken that? Like, just have
Yeah.
a lot of threats, basically.
Just do everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I remember like one of the first games I watched for it with Magnifico was like the very first turn they were taking. Um, and they had a guard in hand and an oath sworn in hand and like some other things. And I was like, like do you hold the guard? Do you keep the oath sworn? Like do you keep both? Like it seems like a tough decision. And they ditched them both. And I was like, oh, okay, wow. Like I guess you just gotta get big and get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have what I think is just a one-sided rivalry with Magnifico right now because I've been I played him a couple times and he's being Obsidian Dwarves, and I was like number 9 in Obsidian Dwarves, and then didn't play with them at all, and I was like Phoenix Elf or something against his Obsidian Dwarves, and I looked and he was top 11% or something like that, so like right on the cusp. And then he just 2 volcanic blast killed me in one turn. And I looked the next day and he was top 10 and I wasn't. And I was like, no.
That's really funny.
And then today I am top 10 because I won a game, or I beat him when I was Swamp Orcs and he was Obsidian Dwarves. And he is no longer here. So I'm like, all right,
Oh shit!
we're vying for that top
I'll
10.
have to watch that. I mean, just watch you guys keep trading places over the next month.
Yeah.
Okay. I honestly wish that you could spectate ranked games. Like that might take the
Yeah.
stalker level a bit too high, but I mean, like I feel like public games wouldn't be too much to say. Like you could just click on a player and see their public games.
No, I suggested that on that post that Joe had a while ago. I was like, can we have like, you have all this data of who the top ELO people are.
Yeah,
Why don't you just feature a game every, couple of hours or something, just randomly that's a game between, say, like the number Prophet and whoever, like the number 1, number 2, or whoever,
yeah,
like
yeah,
these top ELO people, and then you could have people talking about it and discussing it and stuff. Like, I think that would be interesting.
yeah.
Obviously, for us junkies, more than the average person.
I don't know. It seems like everyone that touches this game becomes a junkie. Just like I don't know that it spreads like wildfire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you want to get another
Yeah,
game in?
yeah, yeah. You interested? Let's do it.
Um,
Awesome.
anyone you?
Same question. No, I don't care at all. How about you?
Um, I kind of want to try